Hello, I'm Philip Brunelle, Artistic Director and founder of VocalEssence and organist, choir master at Plymouth Congregational Church in Minneapolis. Each day, Monday through Friday, I've selected a different composer, and each of these composers have had a role to play in some way, both at VocalEssence and at Plymouth Church. Today, it's the composer Antonio Vivaldi. Most people, of course, know him because we hear on the radio very often his piece called The Seasons, a very fascinating piece because he did, in the course of it, describe the four seasons. Vivaldi was born in 1678, died in 1741, lived much of his life in Venice. He was not only a composer, he was a violin virtuoso and a Roman Catholic priest. He was master of the violin at an orphanage. There were several in Venice, but the one that he was at, the Devout Hospital of Mercy, had these young children. So when the boys in the orphanage turned 15, they had to leave and go off to a job. But the young women stayed. And so he composed all kinds of music, about 60 works for treble voices. And they're an amazing group of things. I mean, it's magnificats and masses, and then single little pieces as well. He wrote these works with the idea that the women, which is all there were in this orphanage at that point, could do all parts. So here is an introduction to a Gloria. We performed this piece at VocalEssence at the St. Paul Cathedral some years ago. Janice Hardy was the soloist. And what's amazing after the introduction begins is the fact that the alto, in this case soloist, just had an amazing coloratura, all kinds of fast notes to have to sing. And so here is this introduction, and then in comes the alto, and it's the text, Jubilate, praise to God for all that you have given to us. So that's just the first part of that introduction to the Gloria by Antonio Vivaldi. He wrote, hundreds of pieces, and We don't know whether he wrote 50 operas or, he said, 94 operas. Not all of them, of course, are extant. But amongst all of these operas and oratorios was a piece that I got to know early on, back when I was a freshman at the university, a piece called Judita Triumphants. And I got to know it because the voice professor at the university, Paul Knowles, used to sing this amazing aria that came from Judita Triumphants. The oratorio, so if you can picture this, because he wrote it for that orphanage, it had 11 solo parts that were male and female. But because it was only young women at the orphanage, they sang all the parts. And they also were the entire orchestra. And according to legend, it was an amazing place because of what Vivaldi had been able to accomplish with all of these young women. Now, composers in that time, and even today, have also often taken music of other composers that they really loved a melody. Handel did a lot of that, and then set it up in their own way. So the other piece of Vivaldi that I'd like to play for you is a piece that actually Bach set. He had taken a number of melodies that Vivaldi did and arranged them for organ. So instead of playing it on the piano, I'm going to go to the sanctuary, to the wonderful 89 rank Holtkamp organ here, and give you this music of Vivaldi as arranged by Johann Sebastian Bach. Have a wonderful day.